Today we are going to be reviewing note values in music notation, beginning with the granddaddy, the big fat circle whole note. The whole note is worth 4 counts or 4 beats. I prefer to use the word counts, so we will call it 4 counts. Going on to adding the stem, and you suddenly have a half note. A half note is half of a whole note, so they'd be worth 2 counts each. Therefore, 2 half notes equal 1 whole note. If I color in the half note, I suddenly have this dark colored in note with a stem called a quarter note. 4 quarter notes equal 1 whole note because they're 1 count each. So 4 quarters equal 1 whole note. If I add a flag to the quarter note, I suddenly have eighth notes, and they are fast. They can also be paired up too with a beam instead of a flag. Either way, they're worth a half a count each, and it would take 8 eighth notes to equal 1 whole note, since they're each worth a half a count. So here is your chart as a reminder: 4, 2, 1, and a half a count for that eighth note. Memorize it like you do your ABCs, and you'll be done for the rest of your life. So when we go to write a song, we start out with a treble clef or a bass clef sign, and we have to first add 2 numbers at the beginning called the time signature, to let you know first how the music is going to be counted, how you're going to break the music up into measures. The top number tells you how many counts in each measure for this song, and the bottom number tells you what kind of note's going to get 1 count. And in this case, when there's a 4 on the bottom, a 4 means a quarter note, like 1/4, a quarter note. There must be the equivalent of 4 quarter notes in every measure in this song. You can make up that equivalent any way you want. God Bless America, look at each of these measures, have different rhythms, different groups of notes put together to form different rhythms. Let's go to the last 2 lines of the song. Look at the words God Bless America. All different notes. You have half note, quarter, quarter, eighth notes, quarter notes, a rest thrown in there. If we take measure 1, the half note is worth 2 counts. The quarter note is each worth 1. 2 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. It is correct. Look at measure 2. I have an eighth note, quarter note, a rest, another quarter note. What does that look like broken down? Half plus a half for the eighth notes, plus 1, plus a 1 for a silent rest count, plus another note. So put that all together, mathematically speaking, obviously it's also worth 4 counts. Let's go to the third measure, 13, 14, measure 15. I just see 2 half notes sitting there. Well, you know, each half note is worth 2 counts. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. So that measure is also correct. And the very last measure of the song is a big fat whole note worth 4 counts. So as I look through the song, every single measure mathematically needs to equal the equivalent of 4 quarter notes. I could have a song with 3 counts in a measure. The top number would then be a 3. And I'd have the equivalent of 3 quarter notes in every measure, making any combination I want to of notes, going off of the chart, 4, 2, 1, and a half count. So next you're going to do some math equations. What does this equal? If you said 6, you were correct. 1 plus 1 plus 4 equals 6. And how about this one if you do some multiplication? If you said 8, you are correct. 4 times 2 equals 8. We have left out the dotted half note for today's assignment. The dotted half note is worth 3 counts, and we will discuss him later.